Hi, this is Hiro from Clan Gerudo, and this is another Shogun 2 commentary. Um, I haven't been making any videos in a while just simply because I chose to go the prestige route, and that reset my general back to rank 0. And also because battle replays tend to get corrupted. You end up seeing, when you actually go back and look at a replay, the results end up being very different from what actually happened in the battle itself. For example, a battle that you may have won, when you watch the replay, you lose, and vice versa. But yeah, I mean, the main reason to going to Prestige is for the extra veteran slot. However, before it was fixed, I started my Prestige campaign before CA fixed the number of vets that you get once you choose to Prestige. So I actually have many more than just the promised 10 veteran slots. So in a way, I got lucky. This has been fixed now, so if you Prestige now, you'll only get 10 additional veteran slots. Anyway, the army that I've been using for medium funds, up to 10,000 koku, is this one right here. It's comprised of leadership general. By rank 5, I'm able to get stand and fight, which is key for a leadership general. I have 2 normal negative attendants, 1 veteran Yari Ashigaru with upgrades in melee defense. I have Waco Raider. The only upgrades that they have is in melee attack. I have 4 Naginata Samurai with upgrades in melee attack and melee defense, 1 normal light cavalry, 1 vet Naginata Warrior Monk with war cry and hold firm and bonus versus cavalry, 1 normal Katana Cavalry, and 1 Katana Cavalry with upgrades in melee attack and melee defense. And I'll be using this army. For the most part, I use this army. You've probably noticed that there's a lack of missiles in it, and that's intentional. Just because missiles, both matchlocks and bows, don't seem to be as cost-effective, or they're actually downright detrimental to using in battles now. So yeah, so I wanted to show you the most recent replay that I played. The map is Sakura Ridge, which is a rush map. It's a small map, and you start in 1v1. You start, quite near the center, and there are 3 dojos in this map. All match-made battles have key buildings now, and in this one in particular has 3 dojos. It has the Morale Shrine Dojo. It has the Sword Dojo. No, I mean not this. Well, it is a Sword Dojo, but it gives you bonus in melee attack for all units, not just sword units. And the Farmhouse is the one right in the middle, right at the top of the hill, which increases your fatigue resistance as well as movement speed. How much fatigue resistance do you get? You get 30% more fatigue resistance. My opponent is Waffles Are Yummy, and the army that he brought is comprised of 3 Yari Cavalry, and his main force is made up of his general, which is a hybrid bow melee general. He's got 2 Yari Ashigaru, 2 bow warrior monks, normal, 2 Nodachi Samurai, and 2 vet Katana Samurai, which should appear shortly. Where are they? There you are. So instead of going for the hill, he's only sending his cavalry, and the rest of his army is going to go and try to claim the Morale Dojo. Now, Yari Cavalry, they're very good cavalry units, but you cannot leave them just engaged in fighting. So you'll see that I have a light cavalry and a Katana Cavalry, and on paper 3 Yari Cavalry should defeat these 2 units. But the first mistake that he does is that he slams both Yari Cavalry units into my Katana Cavalry and leaves them there in melee. So this means that on the charge, the Yari cavalry, caused a lot of casualties to my katana cavalry, but now my katana cavalry is able to start scoring kills on the Yari cavalry. Now I'll bring my monk cavalry around to wrap around and make sure that the Yari cavalry don't escape. I even bringing Naginata samurai to support the cavalry fight, but at this point the Yari cavalry have already routed. You can see that my vet katana cavalry took a lot of casualties. They're down to 60 units, 15 out of the original 60. So there they go, they rout. At this point, I'm sending my light cavalry to go cap the sword dojo, but here's a good example of the replay corruption that's happening. In the battle, I actually sent these and I dismounted them and I started taking the dojo. But in this replay, you'll just see my light cavalry just dismount right over here, way out of position. And so for this replay, I won't be having the buff that comes from the melee attack sword dojo. All right, so I'm sending my cavalry around just to cause my opponent to redeploy and move around to cover his flank, while I'm taking the farmhouse dojo and moving the rest of my army up on the hill. At this point, while he's moving his army, I take the opportunity to move my katana cavalry and slam into, I want to avoid the spears and I want to try to get into his sword units or his missiles or, ideally his general. Here comes the rest of my depleted katana cavalry veteran. Gonna try to tie up the rest of his army. But the spears, between the spears and the melee general, my katana cavalry don't really have a chance. But they served their purpose. They tied up and put his army in disarray. I'm bringing my Waco Raiders around the cliff to the flank. I'm moving my monk cavalry to flank him, while I charge down the Sakura Ridge hill with my Naginata attendants in order to absorb any counter charge. He doesn't get a chance to get any charge going as I engage, as the infantry engagement begins. He pops Banzai here, but it's not going to be that effective because his Nodachi are basically charging up the hill, and that will negate any charge bonus or reduce the charge bonus that they would otherwise receive from that charge. Here comes my light cavalry around the back. They're going to tie up the rest of his bow warrior monks. He's got all his infantry blobbed up really nice, and even his his general is gonna get in on the action. Here comes my Naginata samurai as well as my monk cav to flank this army and begin the mass rout. Immediately after the charge, I pop war cry and I also popped the whole firm. But at this point, it really wasn't necessary. I should have saved whole firm for when I see my own units wavering, which they were not. Let's go ahead and zoom in on the action a little. Oh, and that's the end of the replay. It didn't quite finish this way. The replay completed when all the units routed, but as I said earlier, replays are just corrupted ever since the Rise of the Samurai patch and DLC. So I hope you enjoy this this commentary, and hopefully I'll try to dig through some more uncorrupted or least corrupted replays and do some more videos. All right, take care everyone.